Yo, we're here with Matt.
Norwood.
And what'd you do this weekend, bro?
I topped at the Leighton Regional, got 8th overall with Kashtira.
Hell yeah, bro. Congrats.
Yeah,
This is your first top, I heard?
First top ever, yeah. I've been in the game for, what I say, two years competitive. So 3 years overall, but I've been doing it competitively since like 2021 or something like that. It's about 2 years, yeah.
Awesome, bro. That's pretty good. The good turn, like, what is it called? Turnover rate.
Turnaround,
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Turnaround time or something like that,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, I was pretty lucked out, but cash all the way, man.
Let's go. So
Awesome.
Let's see this profile then, yeah?
So just heads up, I know this isn't everybody's build, but I don't do a lot of 3-ups, so feel free to laugh, make fun of me for my 2-ups, but it helps in the bricking situations.
Yo, makes sense. I bricked a lot too, so.
It sucks, man, but I think it's a lot easier to not brick with this deck. But obviously, you got to go with the 2 unicorns.
God, yes.
3 Fennies, got to go ulties on those bad
Yes,
boys.
sir.
I'm weird. I do the 3 Rice Hearts just because I go into the Babushka a lot, and I feel like the normal combo is to either do Unicorn, grab a Theosis or a Birth, but the idea is to get the Fenrir and then get to the Rice Heart and start banishing the top 3, or at least get 2 on a Rice Heart. The Xyz guy a lot easier. So I do 3 for that. And then I do another weird one. I do 2 Scare Claws.
Oh yeah.
It's a really easy side, and it's just a good card, obviously, going in defense and negating anything it attacks.
Out the towers things.
Exactly,
Chaos
yeah.
Angels.
Chaos Angel, a lot of the towers.
Dragoons.
The Pearly, I was worried about if Pearly's made it like the Nor or whatever without the Pearly, but didn't see that. So 2 of them. I just do the 1 Tier Element, just another extender. The 1 Ogre, he never comes up. Usually if I run out of plays, I'll banish the Ogre off of the Rice Heart just to deck them a bit. Yeah, or depending on if it's enough for game, I can banish him, do Birth to bring him back, and still have enough to kind of swing for a little bit extra.
Yes, sir.
The hand trap's a little bit funky. The Droll, I think, came up once. I'm not a fan of it. I guess it's more for like super heavy and stuff like that.
Combo heavy decks.
Exactly, yeah. But there were a couple of hits that hit and really put a dent into their turn, and they passed to me. And I mean, you need what, 3.5 cash monsters to OTK it.
Yeah.
So this I'd probably side out a lot, and it just didn't come up too much. But still was clutch in a couple games.
Yeah.
Only 2 Ashes. I luckily did not play any branded players, so I don't know how that worked out, but didn't need it, and I usually see an Ash in hand, even with the 2, so I just stick with the 2 of her.
God.
2 Ogre, just for Rice Heart, for mirror matches, if the Rice Heart goes off.
Pop it.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that I'm not familiar with. I haven't been in the game long enough to know exactly what to hit, so Mike, if I can take out some of their bodies and they can't continue to extend, or like the Birth, or what's the Fountain for runic, stuff like that. So that'll help with that. 1 Nib is super weird. I know this is super weird. It really is a cross-out target is all it is.
Okay.
But I lose the die roll so often.
It comes in.
Yeah, I'm like, I start to see a lot of this stuff that comes up when my luck sucks on the die roll. So got to throw a couple of those randoms in, and it's come up quite a few times. I do cross-outs. You'll see these come up, but I cross out the nib if it comes up as well. So I like to do the 1 copy to get around the nib so I don't break my board. Or get my board broken. And then obviously the 3 planets, got to go for that unicorn or whatever other extenders you want to go into. Got to do 3 Theosis. No reason why you wouldn't. Car's so crazy with 1 body, 1 Kashtira body on the field.
That's another reason for the 3 little rises, because it works good with this card. So.
Exactly. Hit either. I know it sucks trying to target the Fenrir and bring out something that's not Earth when you've already used all your unicorns and have nothing else. So yeah, definitely bring out the Rice Heart. And then another easy way to go into Babushka that way. Bring it out that way. Fenrir to grab another Rice Heart, and then just normal and special that way. 3 Births, literally the best card in the deck. It's ridiculous. I top decked this probably 2 or 3 times. One time was on a Flunderies against Cameron, actually, and it was down to no cards in the hand, and I top decked a Birth with everything in grave on game 3 and just went to town.
It was over.
The card's just nuts. One of the Big Bang, obviously, it's so good, the extender for Rise Heart, to be able to pop that extra material off and get another body on and flip it into a Rise Heart. And then I side that out going second all the time just because it's super bricky.
You didn't play the prep?
Did not play the prep at all. I started with that card, but I never got anything from it. And I keep seeing that my cards usually end up in the grave for the most part. They're not getting banished unless it's like a mirror match.
Yeah.
So I never got the ban or the special summon from banished. Yeah. And I rarely had cards in hand to be able to get that. So I'm like, I just didn't benefit from it. And when I had it in there, it bricked hella bad.
I see.
Yep. So 2 Pot of Prosperities. I know, I'm sure rule of thumb is 3, but I'll tell you how many times 2 show up in my hand and I'm sick and tired of it. And it's such a good card, and I don't want to keep cutting into the extra deck that's already small as it is with the 1, a Rise Heart and stuff. So I do the 2 just if it comes up. Obviously I can dig, but I'd rather not brick on having 3 of them, and then the 2 I don't see as often, and when I do, it comes up clutch. I do the 2 crossouts again for mirror matches. I can hit a lot of stuff, but really as you go through it, like I can hit a lot of stuff that wrecks Kashtira.
Traps.
Yep. So the traps. So I have imperms in this deck. I have Ash, Ogre, Book of Moon, Tactics. So I can cross out and stop a lot of stuff that will break my board. And then the 1 Tactics, I tried to run 2 at one point, and I always see a Tactics in my hand and then top deck it the next turn, so I was sick of that. And then, again, these are going into the 1-ups now that everybody will love. And then Book of Moon, obviously, there's a reason to run multiples of these, but it's a good card. It throws some wrenches in people's strategy, but I'd rather not see multiples of them, even though it's not once per turn.
Yeah.
And then 1 enemy controller. This card's nasty. Chris Pennock hit me with it and just like obliterated me. So that night I went home, threw it in, and this has probably come up clutch like 3-4 games.
In the mirrors?
Yeah, in the mirrors. And I mean, with one of them, I was playing Bruno round 8 on in the regional, and he had a Fenrir, and then he did the I don't even know, the synchro guy that locks your opponent out of special summoning level 5 or higher monsters the next turn.
Oh, Crimson Blader?
Crimson Blader. So he did that guy to me, passed to me, and I had this in hand, top deck a Rise Heart. So I normal summon Rise Heart, tribute the Rise Heart, take his Fenrir, swing over, banish that guy, Fenrir to grab a Rise Heart to special summon, because none of it's level 7.
Yeah.
Went to Shinra Era and then passed him and got Fenrir on my next turn. So I know this card's so killer, but I'd rather not see 2 in my hand ever. And I can get to it with Pot of Prosperity or just Heart of the Cards, man. It comes up when I really need it. Seriously. The 1-of's just, it comes up. Another one of the Forbidden Lance. So I know you guys are loving it, but they're cross out targets and it makes it so much easier not to brick. And then I do, for traps, I just do 2 imperms. Yep. Again, good going first or second, cross out targets, whatever it may be. And then the 1 evenly matched, which is mainly...
this card is insane.
So crazy. And this has come up, I mean, against Dom in game 3, he would have completely annihilated me, and I top deck and evenly matched to wipe away his entire backboard. Yeah, so it kept me in the game. It actually did a few times throughout the regional, and then again today it got me back to my 3-0 with some evenly matches. So
nice.
That's it for the main deck. For extra deck, it's pretty basic. Well, there's some random ones in there, but 2 Shinra Eras, he came up clutch big time just because he's a big body that people can't beat over. And then each standby just to bring out either a Fenrir, Unicorn, or whatever.
Free guys.
Yeah, and then the shiny one, gotta go with a Rise Heart. Thank you, Joey, for hooking it up. So the 1 Rise Heart, since that's all we can play. 1 Baron, I just upgraded Baron right before the tourney and got my CR. Off of eBay, it's only like $200. Yeah, lowballed the dude and he accepted it. I'm like, I'm all for it. Would have went to Joey, but Joey's got that retail price that's too much for this freaking card. It's painful. I think I've played this once ever since I've been playing Kashtira. It never comes up, but it's just so good with the deck. I'm like, why not? But it always gets hit with Prosperity, so I don't ever see it. But I've never really needed it. But again, with the extra spot, I throw it in there.
Is that right?
I do 2 Zeus just because this deck is mainly XEs. And with I run like Change of Heart, my side, and stuff like that, and the tactics. So easy to take someone's monster and then stack onto a Zeus.
Yep.
I do the 1 of the Dark Armed. I didn't even use him once in the regional, but he's so good and he's come up clutch a lot. I do 2 of the black metal flare just because I didn't know what I was going to run into. And if I get into game 2 or 1 or whatever, and it comes down to time and minutes, that, you know, if I'm going to prosperity 1 later in the game, that might come up. So that was the reason for 2. 1 big eye, which I'm going to switch to 2 because it's so good. And round 8 against Bruno was just insane. He had a Fenrir and a Kirakura. And I did normal to a Fenrir, beat over or banished his Fenrir, went and then targeted his Fenrir, banished face down, and then went to main 2, used Fenrir to grab the Rice Heart, went to Big Eye, took his Kuriakura, and then on end phase targeted his Baron, and that was pretty much game. So that was a nasty play that worked out super well. This is just garbage as it came up once. I threw it in just in case we go to game 2 and there's time and I want to be able to swing over directly and stack into a Zeus without activating anything. Because I think that's how it works, right? At least with the attack directly. Yeah, so that way I'm not activating anything and then just going to a Zeus to wipe. Babushka, because I run the 3 Rice Hearts, and that came up quite a bit actually, just to stall the game for a bit and then turn it into a Zeus and wipe. 1 IP that never came up, and then 1 Link Karibo in case Ibli made its way out. So those were all just prosperity targets.
Banished a lot of them.
Exactly. I never really saw them. It was really Zeus, Baron, Arise Heart, and Shinra that I saw.
That's the cards we played.
Exactly. If they came out. Most of the time it was just the boss monsters or the like Fenrir and Unicorn and stuff like that came up. And then for my side, again, you guys are going to love it because there's the one-ofs of everything.
We can go real quick if you want.
Yeah, for sure. Let me bust through this real quick. So I do the one-of Game Changer. Never saw her come up once, but I tend to throw people off in Kashtira. If I have the choice, I will go second and side second and hope that they brick thinking I'm going first. So that's come up a lot. So you'll see a lot of going second, mainly cards. So the Santa Claus just as a kaiju to get past some stuff. 2 shifters for like Sky Striker.
Oh yeah, you didn't main those.
I don't main those, just the side of them because I usually top deck them halfway through the game and they're just so bricky. 1 Danko because there's still trap and stuff out there. 1 of her, just an extra negate and then burn right before time if it comes up. Back row hate, and if I don't know what monsters to get rid of, throw that in there. The 2 Regekis as well that come up clutch. The change of heart that was just crazy in game 7 and got me the game. Harpy's Feather Duster. I do a second lance just in case I was forced to go first and wanted to make sure Unicorn went through. And then the 2 evenly matches to get me to my play set if I want to side in the 2 and have 3. And then the 1-dimensional barrier that never came up, and I'm definitely taking that out because I don't like to go first with this deck. But yeah, that's it. That's my deck.
Anything else you need to want to let us know?
Shout out to everybody here. You got Jordy, Drew. Forgot your name. I'm so sorry. Jaime. Played him first time today and was super close. Was very grindy. Kashtira all the way, I'm telling you. And then Ponce, shout out to Ponce for taking it to 3rd place and helping my rankings bring me up to 8th overall. So yeah, just shout out to the Yu-Gi-Oh group and thanks everyone.
Cool, bro. Thank you.